Maddie had just moved to a new house with her family. The house was old and needed some work, but they liked the cozy atmosphere it had. While exploring the house, Maddie noticed there was a room that was forbidden. It was locked and no one had access to it. Maddie couldn't help feeling intrigued by the room and decided to investigate further. She approached the door and listened carefully, but heard nothing. Why was the room locked? What was it hiding? Maddie decided to wait until her family went shopping to see if she could find a way to get into the room. After a few minutes of searching, she found a key in a kitchen drawer that seemed to be the right one. Excited, Maddie opened the door to the room. What she saw left her breathless. The room was covered in dust and looked like it hadn't been touched in years. In the center of the room was an antique piece of furniture, and when Maddie approached, she discovered a book chained to it. Maddie took the book and began to read. The lettering was difficult to read and was in a language unknown to her. As she continued to read, Maddie began to feel a strange sensation in her body. She realized something was wrong. Around her, the shadows seemed to move and the objects trembled in the room. Maddie tried to escape the room, but the door closed behind her and she became trapped inside. The furniture began to move on its own, and Maddie knew she had unleashed a curse that was beyond her control. She was trapped in the forbidden room, alone, and at the mercy of the dark secret that was hidden there. Maddie held onto the book as the room shook around her. Objects flew through the air and the light flickered as if something was trying to communicate with her. Maddie realized she had made a grave mistake by opening the forbidden room and unleashing the curse that lay hidden there. Suddenly, Maddie felt a cold, bony hand grip her shoulder. She screamed and turned to face the dark figure that had materialized behind her. But instead of a terrifying monster, she found a frail old man holding a book. "What are you doing here, girl?" the old man said in a deep voice. "This room is forbidden." Maddie was stunned and didn't know what to say. Who was this old man, and why was he in the forbidden room? The old man explained to her that the room had been locked for years because it contained an ancient cursed book that was protected by a magic barrier. The old man, who turned out to be the previous owner of the house, had put up the barrier to protect his family from the curse of the book. Maddie realized that she had been tricked by the book, which had manipulated her mind into believing that she had unleashed a curse. The old man offered to help her undo the damage caused by the book, and together they performed a ritual to break the curse. After that, Maddie and her family lived in peace in the house, but Maddie would never forget the experience she had in the forbidden room. She had learned the lesson that not all mysterious things were what they seemed, and that sometimes the truth can be much more complicated and surprising than any curse.